back to the homestead in my kitchen. If you're new here, my name is Lynn, welcome. And today's video is part of a collaboration that I am so happy to have been asked to join again this year, Jam It Up June 2024. And it is hosted by Kettle Kitchen and Blue Self-Reliance. And on July 5th on Kettle Kitchen's channel at 11 p.m. Eastern, there's going to be a live giveaway. So you're going to want to check that out, July 5th, 11 p.m. Eastern. And the collab is also not only sponsored by 4Jar Lids again, our favorite lids, which is who I'll be using today. And make sure you use my code BucketListHomestead to get 10% off anything that 4Jar Lid sells, including their new vacuum sealer. That was one of the things I actually got a sneak peek at when I did my tour there in April, but I wasn't allowed to tell you what it was. It looks amazing. It's quite the machine. Anyway, they're not only hosting it this year, they're also part of the collaboration. So there is going to be a playlist on Kettle Kitchen and Blue Self-Reliance, and I will try and add it here in the description below so you don't miss any of the great videos that are going to be out this year. So I really did a lot of research because I wanted to find something that I haven't seen, I personally have not seen anyone make, or at least not a lot of people make it, something new. It's kind of hard because, one, you want to use recipes that you know are tried and true. I'm also going to apologize. You're going to hear the sump pump running in this video. We are getting a lot of rain today, which I am thankful for, but that means the sump pump's going to be running and it tends to be a little noisy, so I apologize if you're hearing that. Yeah, so I wanted to make something new to us too. David and I are the only ones who eat jams and jellies and preserves in the house. The kids just don't seem to enjoy it. And we actually aren't eating as much of it as we used to. So I'm really picky about what I want to make this year for jams or jellies or preserves. Well, we both love lemon. David loves lemon pie, loves it. And I thought, I have never seen anyone make a lemon jelly. And maybe they have, I personally have not. So today I'm going to be making lemon jelly. I'm very excited to try this. And of course, I'm going to be using my all-time favorite, Pomona's Universal Pectin, to make this jelly. Now, if you're unfamiliar with this, Pomona's Pectin uses calcium water with their pectin. And it comes in, they each come in like little sachets like this. The pectin's a bigger sachet. This is the calcium water. And it's the calcium water so you don't have to use as much sugar to make our delicious jams and jellies. You actually taste the fruit you are using to make your jelly. It is phenomenal. It's all I've been using, I think, for 3 years now to make my jellies. For instance, my old strawberry jam recipe called for 5 cups of strawberries and 7 or 8 cups of sugar. That's insane. My new recipe, 1 cup of sugar for that. Now, that being said, there's a little bit more sugar in this recipe because it's lemon, but it's still not a lot overall when you think about how much I'm going to be making. I'm also making a double batch, but I will share the ingredients down below. I'll share the link for the recipe just for your normal batch. But because I had so much lemon juice frozen from this past winter, I want to start using up some of it. And I've already made a lot of lemon juice or lemonade, so this is a great way to use up my lemon juice. I am going to be making a double batch. So the rest of the ingredients I'm going to be sharing with you today are a double batch. This should get me anywhere from 10 to 12 jars, roughly. We're gonna see. I have quite a few jars prepared just in case. Now, before we start, I just wanna let you know my canner is going and it's heating up. I've also washed all my jars and I've checked for any nicks or imperfections while I was washing my jars. That is very, very important. Even if they were fine when you put them away at the end of canning season last year, somehow gremlins come into your house in the winter and somehow chip or nick your jars. So just make sure you do check they're okay. My rings are also washed. I have my lids washed and ready to go. I have a funnel. I have a ladle. And I'm also on a canning mat. That's from Scrap Yarn. I have a canning mat all ready to go. I also am going to have a dampened cloth so we can wipe off our tops of our jars to make sure there's no jelly on top before we put our lids or you won't get a proper seal. Okay, I think we've done all the little bit of the important yet boring part. Boring but yet important part. So we're gonna head over to the stove and start cooking our jelly.
My wish is that you don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you hit the bell so that you don't miss any new videos. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button.
So in my pot here, I have 2 cups of water. You do need water because lemon juice is too acidic to gel by itself. So there's 2 cups of water, or sorry, there's 4 cups of water because I'm making a double batch. And this is 4 cups of lemon juice that I took out of the freezer and let it thaw, and it also includes the pulp. And I'm also going to include 6 teaspoons of my calcium water. So when you get your calcium water, like it is going to be in a powdered packet, you're going to follow the directions and add the water to it. And then I just keep it in one of my mason jars and keep it in the refrigerator, and it lasts a very long time. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with this. So I just keep the pectin and the calcium water in my refrigerator. Okay, so now we are going to bring this to a boil. And once it's boiling, we will add our sugar and our pectin. Again, 4 cups of sugar and 6 tablespoons of pectin, because remember, I doubled the recipe. Okay, we are boiling. So in here, I'm using organic cane sugar, and I've also included my 6 tablespoons of the pectin in here. You always want to mix that pectin with your sweetener. And that was 4 cups of sugar. This is going to cook for 1 to 2 minutes. You want to make sure all that pectin is really dissolved. Okay, we are ready to fill our jars, and we need a 1/4 inch headspace. Jarred up. We're going to get them in the water bath canner. We don't have to pressure can this because it has a high acidity count. We're going to water bath for 10 minutes. And you should always make sure, like I have, if you can see here, I have a metal shelf that came with my pressure canner that I use in the bottom of my water bath canner. If you don't have this, you can just use a bunch of rings turned upside down so the jars can sit on them. You can use a dish towel that you fold up and put on the bottom. You just need something on the bottom so your jars aren't in direct contact with the bottom of your pot. Just went off, so we are going to turn off the heat, let this sit here for 5 minutes before I take them out and put them over on my canning mat. So we will let these sit for a minimum of 12 hours. Mine typically sit for 24 hours. I will wipe them off with a damp cloth and mark them. I definitely will be marking this lemon jelly because it looks very much like my dandelion jelly I made a few weeks ago. And I'm also not the only one who grabs jars off the shelf. So I want to make sure that my family knows what's in the jars. Thanks again to Kettle Kitchen and Blue Self-Reliance for inviting me to Jam It Up June 2024. It's always a great time. I always get amazing recipes from my fellow collaborators who are also part of this collab. Great recipes. I've already seen a few. It's already been going since the 1st of June, so make sure you go back and check out the other recipes that have been made. And don't forget, July 5th, 11 p.m. on Kettle Kitchen's channel, they will be having a live giveaway with some prizes. And also thank you to 4 Jars for not only joining our collab this year, but also helping to host it. Until then, take care, God bless, and we'll see you all soon.